You mentioned Adams Morioka, and I love the work that you did,
Thanks.
all of it. I think I tweeted to you, or this is before we were friends. Obviously, I'm not sure.
Right.
No, but I tweeted the stationery for the Academy of the Arts. That stuff was
Oh
just
yeah.
fantastic.
Uh,
It's all
oh,
great, but
thanks.
that's the one that always kind of sticks with me.
Yeah, that
Um,
was that was fun. That stuff's in real life. I mean, not like I mean, I the design's so simple. I mean, a monkey could have done it,
yeah,
but the production on it. I mean, the printing is like that gold foil is embossed. It's beautiful. I mean,
yeah,
and the mark itself was drawn by Doyle Young. Who's an amazing
yeah.
letterform designer and master. And it was one of the last projects he did before he died. And I called Doyle because I knew he was the best, and he redrew the statuette
Right.
so flawlessly. I mean, and they had never had a consistent statuette icon in their whatever 70, 80 years of working. And I really love that. It was also when we did the identity system, it was the typography I had Doyle to also do, and it was an homage to the title sequence for Spartacus that Saul Bass had designed. And Doyle had worked on that also, and so it was kind of cool to say, okay, 50 years later, let's resurrect this and
Yeah.
sort of. And Saul is a reason the Academy had gone to me was Saul had recommended me, and so it
Right.
was like sort of came full circle to sort
Yeah.
of pay respect to the greats.
That's awesome. And the work that you guys also did, and I know you are doing different projects now.
Right.
It's so funny. I should just mention this as kind of a side note. That I told everyone that I'm having this guy Sean Adams coming on the podcast, and he's my favorite designer and all this stuff. Um, and it's so funny when I talk to people my age, I'm 24, and when I talk to people
Right.
my age and I said, he's the guy who did the Nickelodeon logo, people are like, oh, what? Really? Like for our generation, Mark and as well as the Nick
The
and Knight you did
Splat.
too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah. Nick and I
people
and
I
Nick
got
Jr.
street cred with my friends now because we're friends. I have this is
Cool.
the video proof right here.
I think my niece has told all of her friends that not only did I do Nickelodeon, but I did all of Disney. And I'm like, no, Isabel, I
No.
did not do all of Disney. Okay, like,
Yeah.
but she's just sort of expanded on it, to get
Yeah.
even more.
Um
But that was such a fun project. I mean, I had such, and that was a good 10-year relationship.
yeah.
It was it was great to move from one brand to the next throughout the whole system, and then and I started out by looking at the system as a whole strategically, and then how to reprogram it, what things to jettison, what things to keep, and that was great fun. They were such a fantastic client.
Yeah, and I remember even being a kid, um, just it just seemed so colorful and so fun. Like Slime Time Live, and I did that too.
Right? Yeah.
I'm kind of I don't know if you would say that I'm aging myself. I'm like the opposite of aging myself here. But
Right. Yeah.
Summer Sanders was the love of my life
Uh
at the
huh.
time. So that logo was synonymous with
That's
beauty. So
there.
yeah,
That's great. That's great. Yeah. That's now it's gone. Now like
yeah.
you'll
Bring back
mention it.
Slime Time Live. That's what this
Yeah.
podcast is about today. Bring it back.
Exactly.
It's the best
So
show ever.
great.
It's
Yeah, that
classic.
was love Slime Time Live, and
Oh,
and I think I went to Kids Choice once.
yeah.
Never again.
Oh,
Your ears, you can't. It's like worse than a rock concert. Like
really?
you've never heard so much noise in your life than all those kids screaming at once.
Did you come up with the blimp? The
The blimp was before me. The blimp
ah
was Nash McPherson in Boston. And actually, I think the blimp is one of the few things I kept. Like
yeah.
I had
Good
gotten rid of
call.
almost all of the items all the icons that looked like real things
Yeah.
because I didn't want to confuse the message. And the main point was every time you saw the Nick splat, you saw a character,
Right.
so that you automatically would connect SpongeBob with Nickelodeon. Because I'd found when we had done focus group studies on it, we asked people, well, what channel is SpongeBob on? And they'd say Disney. So Disney had taken ownership of that product.
Right.
So it was like, okay, we need that splat next to every single product as often as possible. And if it were like a rocket ship or something like that, then people were like, was that show about rockets? So
Yeah.
I was like, let's just move it away and make it much more the sort of Calder-esque kind of modern art approach of
Yeah.
abstraction. which was fun. But I kept the blimp because I was like, oh, you got to keep the blimp, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely worked because I haven't, with the exception of like your website, I hadn't really like thought about it. But as a kid, if you were to say like visual, if someone's like my age, visually, what do you remember? They'd probably say that.
Yeah.
What are
The
some?
splat the funny story on the splat logos, the ones that are like really splatty.
Yeah,
Um, they had said, we had these sort of blobby splats, and then someone at Nickelodeon said it'd be great if they felt a little more like spit, because kids
yeah.
like to spit, and everyone in the studio tried so hard to make it look like spit, couldn't do it, and finally we just decided to just start spitting. And so there was a whole lot of spitting on paper towels and then scanning that in to get the exact
That's
shape
so
right.
crazy. That's dedication right there. That's
That
good.